If you scroll down to the very bottom of my channel page, you'll find that the very first video I ever made is this one, where I explain in depth the 3 main thought processes out there of how to have dating success as a male. These are the blue pill, just be yourself, the red pill, just be confident, and the black pill, be tall and handsome. Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down things even further by plotting each of these on a continuum. And that there aren't just 3 thought processes, but there are in fact 5 distinct belief systems which each have their own interpretation of trying to explain why women are attracted to the guys that they are attracted to. This is the dating ideologies continuum, or in other words, the pills. So let's first take a look at the extremes of the graph. We'll start off with the blue pill. Now the blue pill is effectively made up of all of these happy and hopeful ideas. It's optimistic, it's pleasant, it's wishful, it's dreamlike. Pretty much everything to do with positivity falls under the umbrella of the blue pill. In terms of advice for men, they will tell you to be kind, be thoughtful, be caring, and yet despite saying these things, they will then also tell you to just be yourself, which is kind of a contradiction to these first 3 pieces of advice. Like this catchphrase, the blue pill also comes with several other feel-good catchphrases, including beauty is in the eye of the beholder, everything will work out in the end, age is just a number, when you stop looking, the right person will arrive, it's just not your time right now, and this one's one of my favourites, there's somebody out there for everyone. So pretty much the blue pill is everything that you would have been taught by your mum when you was a child, and everything else you would have been taught in cartoons and Disney films. It is these feel-good, idealistic ideas. So that's the blue pill on the one end. Now looking at the other extreme, which is the black pill. And this is where I would say the majority of my beliefs align with. In fact, I would place myself on the graph right about here. So not completely at the edge, but a few spaces inwards. Now the black pill is based on 3 fundamental ideas. All 3 of these ideas must be true for the black pill to hold up. If you only believe in 2 of these 3, then you are not black-pilled. The first pillar is hypergamy. This means that women only want to date up in terms of value. So as a man, what do you bring to the table? And if what you bring to the table is less than what the woman brings, then she would have no reason to see you as a potential dating option. The second pillar is looks. The importance of looks in dating. And you've probably heard of the term leagues used before. So a guy might say, oh, that girl was out of my league. And this is usually referring to the 1 to 10 scale. So for example, if this guy approaches this girl and gets rejected, he might use the excuse afterwards, she was out of my league anyway. And the thing is, he might not realise it, but this is an indirect realisation of the black pill. He is stating that his looks was the main issue. And the final pillar of the black pill, and this is where quite a few people end up disagreeing, is inflexibility. So it is exceptionally difficult to move up in terms of your league. This is taken one step further because of the 7 genetic things that you cannot change about your looks. These are being short, having an ugly face, balding, having a bad frame, lack of inches, being old, and your ethnicity. And the acronym spells out sub 5, so it's nice and easy for you to remember. Now this last pillar is basically saying that these 7 things are your biggest obstacles and limitations in terms of improving your current situation. So that sums up the 2 extremes. And as I say, I'd place my beliefs right about here on the continuum. I'd place ITV right at the very end. I don't think anyone can get more black-pilled than this. And then I'd put Face and LMS just slightly right of me. Now moving on to the belief systems in the middle of the continuum. This is where you'll find your red pill ideas. Now when I made my first video, I bundled all of the red pill ideas into one. But after much thinking, it turns out there isn't just one red pill, but actually 3 red pills. I found many of the current red pill beliefs to be spread too far wide to be able to jumble them into one set of beliefs. And in fact, a lot of their ideas contradict each other. So the 3 main red pill belief systems are: number 1, the looks red pill, 2, the status and money red pill, and 3, the game red pill. We'll start off with the looks red pill, because this in fact shares a significant number of similarities with the black pill. For example, It fully agrees with the first two pillars, hypergamy and looks. So it believes women only want to date men who are more attractive than themselves. However, the main point that it differs is that it disagrees with the last pillar, inflexibility. People who believe in the looks red pill think that with enough hard work, graft and energy that you can significantly improve your looks. And the main way they believe this is by improving your body. There is a huge emphasis on going to the gym and improving your physique. So this is the main point, but they will also allude to other things such as improving your hair, your style, fashion, taking care of your grooming, and maybe growing a beard. But the biggest emphasis is on your body. An example of who I believe to be a big proponent of the looks red pill is YouTube self-improvement coach Hamza. And based on his videos, it should be very obvious to see why. In fact, in one of his recent videos, he attempts to provide answers to the question of why men are creepy and how they can stop being creepy. Here is what he had to say.
The higher your SMV, the higher the barrier for creepiness. So for example, if you cross this height, you're creepy. So maybe you're a low value, unattractive piece of shit right now. So your barrier to being creepy is way down here. Like no girls want to speak to you. Maybe you're like a normal guy, it's here. Maybe you're a normal guy who's been working out, so it's here. Maybe you're a guy who's now jacked and it's like way up here.
So, as shown clearly in that clip, he believes that the main difference between creepiness and attractiveness is your looks, which is very similar to what I and other blackpillers believe. However, the main difference between Hamza and myself is that he believes this red line is a passable border, that by improving your appearance, and in particular going to the gym, can help you transition yourself from being creepy to becoming attractive. Now, a lot of you might be questioning, wait, doesn't this actually make sense? Isn't this way of thinking legit? Well, not quite. This transition is only possible if you meet certain criteria. These guys, despite putting hundreds if not thousands of hours into improving their physique, still wind up in the creepy zone. Now, I'm not denying that improving your appearance is going to be effective for a lot of men. Don't mishear my words. In fact, don't quote me on this, but I would even go as far to say that for 50% of guys, the best advice out there for transforming your dating life will be getting an 8 out of 10 physique. However, it will by no means work for everyone. In fact, I could summarise my entire stance on this issue in just this one clip. Right, now you've seen that video, answer for yourself this question. Who did going to the gym work for? I'll give you some time to think. Well, quite obviously, going to the gym worked for the Chads and didn't work for the sub 5. I'll make myself clear. Going to the gym will only work if you have a good enough genetic template in the first place. If you want to know for yourself whether improving your physique will be worth it or not, then I already have a video going to even more depth about this. It's a really great video and it outlines the 4 times going to the gym will not improve your dating life. A link will definitely be in the description box below, so be sure to check it out after you finish watching this one. Also, now I've got this point out of the way, now is a good time to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm. So that's it for the looks red pill. As I say, there is some truth to these ideas, hence why I'm leaning a little over. However, it still misses the target on quite a few points. Now moving over to the status and money red pill, which is probably the most popular out of these 3 sub-ideologies.
Alright guys, today we're talking about why women desire and crave and need men with status, guys.
When you really build yourself up as a man, it overflows into the dating compartment.
Now, this belief system shares only one thing in common with the black pill, and that is the first pillar of hypergamy. So they still believe that women only date up. However, they no longer believe that looks is the most important factor, rather status is the most important. This also follows that they believe in flexibility, as any man can put in the work to improve his social circles, his career, earning more money, or reaching high status positions such as becoming a celebrity or maybe a DJ. Now the thing with this set of beliefs is, again, Sometimes it's on the right lines. However, I do have a number of issues against this way of thinking. Number 1, what is the actual chance for your everyday kind of person to be able to get results through status? Like, how many people actually get results from status? We're literally talking about the top 0.1%, which just isn't realistic or achievable by the vast majority of people. But maybe I'm reading their arguments wrong. Maybe they're talking less so about celebrity status and more so local status. So moving up in the world in terms of your career, starting a small business with a few employees, accumulating a lot of resources, both physical and financial, and being a lead figure in one or more social circles. Now, although this is better sounding, I still have a few issues. Number 1 is that a lot of the time, your looks is your status. There are countless studies out there that show your status and your ability to achieve status is linked to your looks massively. And this is largely owed to the halo effect, which I've talked about a bunch in my previous videos. So even if the truth was found in achieving social status, it still ends up pointing back to looks and pointing to the black pill. My second issue, to do with this one in particular, is that love based on resources isn't genuine. Even if you do reach a high paying job and earn a lot of money, doesn't mean they're actually going to be attracted to you. Chances are they're just going to view you as an ATM. Number 3, and this is a big one, your status has nothing to do with your genetics. Why would women care about status if you don't have good genetics? I've spoken about this point too in my previous videos, that status is only relevant if you have the good genetics to back it up. And lastly, number 4, because of the nature of status and how it is achieved, it will likely only help you catch a settler, or in other words, a lower value woman. Here's a clip from a Darius M video which I believe captures this idea perfectly. I'll let him explain this one.
Because let's be honest, as men work hard and grind and do all these different things, we build our life. We have to earn our value. And you'll start to see when you hit that 30, 35, 40-year-old mark that, man, you got all the power. Because those same women that rejected you in your teens and 20s, those same women who curved you, I guarantee you they're going to be after you.
Those same women who rejected you in your teens and 20s, I promise you they're going to be after you. This is one of my biggest issues with status. It only matters when it's too late. Ask yourself this question. If a girl is in her 20s, why would she care about a man's status? The majority of younger women aren't concerned whether or not a man has status at that age. Why would they be? They're looking for an alpha chad at this age. And in fact, this completely coincides with my own personal experiences. The alpha chads, even if they had the lowest paying, lowest status jobs available, like working at McDonald's, the girls didn't care. Just like that guy, Alex from Target, who had a rubbish paying job and zero status, but still blew up and went viral because of his looks. For men, at least up until the age of 25, their dating life will be almost entirely determined by just 3 things. LLL, looks, looks, looks. So that's it for the status and money red pill. A couple of YouTubers who I believe align with this way of thinking include Darius M, who I've already shown, although he does sometimes lean a bit into these 2 categories as well, and also Richard Cooper. Lastly, now moving over to the game red pill. And man oh man, someone help you if what you believe in is mostly this stuff.
Game trumps looks. And if you learn game and get good at it, it doesn't matter how ugly you are. You could be the ugliest bitch who ever walked the earth, and you'll get.
Now, those who believe in the game red pill reject all 3 pillars of the black pill. So they don't believe in hypergamy, and they believe that game is the be-all and end-all of attraction. So no matter how unattractive a guy is, as long as he says the right things at the right time, then he can game his way to attracting any woman. And because of the nature of game, it also follows that they believe in flexibility, as any man can work on and improve his confidence, dominance, social skills, and being alpha. Now, one of YouTube's biggest proponents of the game red pill is this guy, AG Hayden. Now, I honestly can't stand this guy. A couple weeks ago, he made this video, this 1 hour and 40-minute long presentation, where he was saying the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard of. Like he said, even when he was obese, it didn't affect his chances or results. Now, I'm not going to bother debunking this set of beliefs in this video for 2 reasons. Number 1, this topic deserves a video for itself, and number 2, this guy actually took that 1 hour and 40-minute long video down. But I beg, this guy has the balls to re-upload this video, as it was honestly just ludicrous. But what I will finish the video on is what frustrates me the most about this philosophy and this presentation that he made in particular, is that 90% of his argument is just, I know a guy. I know a guy who has this setback but still gets results. In fact, I don't think not one statistic, piece of evidence or scientific study was used in this entire 100 minutes of talking. Like, at least the other 3 systems have highly recognisable examples to support their arguments. Like the Blackpill has Jeremy Meeks. The looks red pill has Ziz, who actually went from some skinny guy to be able to pretty much getting any girl he wanted. And then the status red pill has people like Dan Bilzerian. But for the game red pill, I've never seen any examples like these. Examples of guys who have reached the top 1%, getting several women throwing themselves at these guys for little or no effort. For the game red pill, it's always a case of I know a guy. He must have used this phrase at least a dozen times in that presentation. And what I found the funniest thing about this guy is that he actually left a comment on one of my videos calling me out for having a 12-year-old level of understanding for the arguments that I was making. And then he said how he'd be happy to debate me, but I will likely be exposed. Well, I sent him an email a week ago, and in fact booked a 15-minute consultation directly on his website, both of which got no response. Anyway guys, that's the video, and these are the 5 main ideologies for when it comes to dating. And each stage believes in an extra pillar of the black pill. But the main difference between these red pill belief systems and the black pill belief system is that only this believes in genetic determinism, while all of the others believe in behavioural determinism. And the last thing, you don't have to pick a certain side, this is a continuum for a reason. It's possible to take certain beliefs from each ideology. In fact, I would say somebody like James Tusk takes certain elements from each of the main 4. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm.